Hola, buenos días, soy Nico.
Act the fool, girl.
I'm here.
Act the fool.
And today we are here to talk about something that you might actually be surprised on my opinion on. Nico, it's actually contrary to popular opinion this time. But before we get started, if you like this kind of content, make sure to follow me on patreon.com/Nicosaesthetics for more exclusive videos, weekly lives, and be a part of the podcast, which is airing every Thursday at 1:30 p.m. I don't know the time zone. I'm in New York. That time zone, it's no longer CDT. I know that. So if you're interested in a multifaceted queer discussion with a large panel of different voices, make sure to check it out. Nico, what's this week's episode? I can't tell you. I know I like preset 5 episodes to debut, so it's like, girl, your guess is as good as mine. But yeah, go check it out on all streaming platforms. Now that I've actually got plugging out of the way, let's get started. So today, we are here to talk about an adult cinematography performer called Mustang. Nico, Mustang is from the Poppy Thugs Dog Pound USA era, and to my knowledge, he has kind of like faded out of the public eye until recently. So, if you do not know about the Poppy Thugs and the Dog Pound USA brand, they are usually trade-esque performers. Nico, they are very heteronormative presenting. They can usually pass as straight just because of their masculinity levels. Some of them actually were gay for pay, so it makes sense that some of them that were actually gay just naturally blended into that environment. So, Mustang is still dancing as an exotic dancer. He is still filming. He has an OnlyFans. He is still using his stage name from the early 2000s. And he was recently in a Dababy music video. Nico, who is Dababy? The homophobic rapper that got canceled like a year or two ago and never really recovered, and all of his albums are flopping. Nico, he also sounds the same in every exact song, so I'm not necessarily surprised. But he recently had a small comeback with a TikTok song that he made. Make the ghetto bees put their hands on their knees. Or something like that. Something to that degree. I've heard it play in the club before. It has not gotten a personal stream for me. But Mustang in particular was a forefront in the video because he is very muscular. He's very rugged looking. He has that quote unquote street appeal. He's tatted up. He's very handsome man. But when the video preview was going viral, someone acknowledged that, oh my gosh, it was Mustang in the video. I was not expecting that. And it flipped on the radar of Dababy's homophobic team, Nico, and they edited him out of the entire video. They edited him out of the entire video because he used to do adult cinematography in the early 2000s. And the thing with Mustang is he's blaming the people that acknowledge that he had an adult cinematography career in the past. And it's kind of similar to the Chino Black situation, where Chino Black basically, he had found a come up, he was leaving the industry, and one of his associates that wanted the position that he had recently gotten decided to tell their boss about his adult cinematography past, which cost him his position in his production. So I've discussed that story a few times on this channel, but where that differs in this particular situation is Chino Black had retired. Nico, Chino Black had properly exited out of the scene. He was no longer filming. He was no longer posting hypersexual imagery, to my knowledge. I think he still posted like Instagram model pictures, but he wasn't a performer anymore. Like, he stopped filming. So when it comes to Mustang, I do feel like it was tacky to point out, oh, he used to do gay adult cinematography, especially since he is in a production with a notoriously homophobic figure in rap culture. But Mustang still has an active OnlyFans. He is still posting active hypersexual imagery on his Instagram. He is still promoting big gay events. He is still blasé X, Y, and Z. And he was trying to say that he was canceled because of his sexuality and his past, which is true, because he also made a post expressing how he actually got into the adult cinematography industry strictly to make money and that it wasn't necessarily to be a big porn star. He never really leaned into that. He never wanted that to be the case, and he actually ended up losing a lot of family connections trying to hide what he was doing. He ended up losing a lot of friendships because, once again, he is very heteronormative presenting, so a lot of people just assumed he was straight in his normal day-to-day life. And a lot of us know how when people have to face the fact that you have a different sexuality, sometimes they switch up on you, even if you never even make like a sexual move towards them, etc., just based on religious or personal beliefs. Let's leave it at that. So in this particular situation, I do believe that he was edited out because someone brought attention to it, but at the same time, it's not necessarily like he had tried to make an exit. You know, it's not like he tried to hide his past. It's not like he tried to make it not visible, as in anybody from the team, if they actually did some research on him, would have found out. Like literally, somebody commented, your Instagram kind of tells your sexuality, you know, because he tried to say that he had never talked about his sexuality in the moments of the production, so it wasn't a factor. But like somebody pointed out, your Instagram screams gay, if I'm being quite honest, or at least adult performer to some degree. So I feel bad for him because I do feel like it was the fact that somebody pointed it out. But I also am like, you're still an active performer. So I'm not understanding how you're surprised that they found out about your adult cinematography career, especially because it is a double standard, because we know if it was like a straight male performer, they would not have cared. But because he is a gay male performer, he was ostracized, which I do feel bad about, because he even said that he had went through some self-harm thoughts and or actions when he first came into the industry because he was so isolated from the people in his personal life. So I do feel bad for him, and I do think that I still do think it was tacky to point out that he was an adult performer when people were trying to market that video, just knowing Dababy's fan base and how he stands socially. But at the same time, I'm like, you're a big name, you're still using that stage name, you're still filming, you're still putting out content, you're still, toy lines. It's like, it's kind of in your face, you know what I mean? So I feel bad for him because people did set him up. But at the same time, I'm like, it's not like you had actually retired, so you can't be surprised that they found out about your stage name. Because at the end of the day, Mustang, he came out in the early 2000s. If he had retired like the other performers from back in those days, most people would have forgotten the name, or at least it would not be as easy to look up as it is now. Because I simply clicked on his Instagram page, because he said his Instagram page doesn't talk about his sexuality or what he does for work. I clicked on the Instagram page, I clicked on the link in the bio, boom, OnlyFans, boom, toy line, boom, bulge pig. So I'm like, girl, it's not necessarily hard to find, but yes, I do feel sorry for him. It's just that in this aspect, you're still filming. And I understand that it should not matter, because I'm one of those people that try to reemphasize sex work is work. It is just a job. As someone who has OnlyFans, I can't really cast judgment on him for that. It's more so trying to lean into a production with a notoriously homophobic artist as a prominent gay figure in adult cinematography from the early 2000s. I don't think it was really going to go far. I'm actually surprised that he was able to keep it under wraps for as long as he did, to the point that it made to full production before they had to edit him out. So once again, I feel sorry for him because he did not deserve to get outed, but at the same time, he is still actively filming. But I want your opinions. How do you feel about Dababy and his team editing Mustang out from being a focal point in the music video to nowhere to be seen? How do you feel about Mustang complaining that people brought attention to his current and past work, even though he's still actively doing said work? Because that's what I'm like, girl, you're still actively performing. That link is still in your bio. Like, it's still easily accessible. I literally just clicked your profile. But yes, I definitely want to hear your opinions down below. And how do you feel about Mustang's cinematography? Because from what I remember back in the day, it's pretty good. Pretty good. He still looks very handsome, still very attractive man. So I'm not surprised that he was cast in a lead for like a hyper masculine, muscular role, but it's unfortunate what happened to him. But before I start rambling, I'll let you guys finish the conversation. Definitely drop your opinions down below, and I'll see you next time. Boop. And a brief yet sincere shout out to this week's Third Eye Tier subscribers, Brenton O and Shy J. Your continued support is greatly appreciated, and thank you once again for everyone who supports the channel. And once again, this week's live stream is unfortunately canceled because I will be on a work trip, but luckily it is only a week long, so I will see you guys in the live streams next week.